This lesson is about the angles of elevation and depression. You will be able to draw a diagram from the word problem. You will be able to identify the angles of elevation and depression, and then you will be able to solve for missing information in a word problem. For assignment, you have the worksheet, which is angles of elevation and depression. You'll find this worksheet on my Google Classroom. So we'll start with angle of elevation and depression. And here's a picture. First of all, angle of elevation is an angle formed by a horizontal line and the line of sight to an object above the horizontal line. If you look at this picture, you have a balloon and you have a person looking at the balloon. As you can notice that the line of sight is this horizontal line. If she looks straight, she looks straight along this dotted line, the black line. She has to raise her eyes to look up to the balloon. So this angle here, as you notice, this angle here, this is the angle of elevation. She has to raise her eyes to look up to the balloon. Angle of depression. It is the angle formed by a horizontal line again. Watch that. It's horizontal line. And the line of sight to an object below the horizontal line. So now, suppose somebody in the balloon sitting in that basket there is looking straight. This is our line of sight, which is a horizontal line. This person is looking down at the lady down, has to lower their eyes by 38 degrees, angle of depression, to look at the lady down. So that becomes the angle of depression. Can you see some connection between the angle of depression and the angle of elevation? Okay, let's see what it is. So finally, getting both of them together, we have the angle of elevation, the angle of depression, and you are right, there is a connection between both of them. So I have the complete picture together. You have the lady looking up. This is the angle of elevation. You have the person in the balloon looking down from the horizontal line. This is the angle of depression. And you're right, both the horizontal lines are parallel. So you can see that the angle of elevation and the angle of depression, they are congruent because they are alternate interior angles. If you remember, we had done, if the lines are parallel and that is your transversal, then it becomes the line of, so if you have, for example, this is my transversal, the red segment, then these two lines become the line of the angles of alternate angles. So this is the angle of depression and this is the angle of elevation. Both of them are equal. Let's go to some examples here. I have 4 examples. This gentleman is looking up, looking down. Somebody from the top of this mountain is looking down. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. We have 4 angles here. So let's see if you can figure out which angle is what kind. The first one, you are right, it is the angle of depression because you're looking down from the horizontal line. Angle 2, you're right, it is the angle of elevation. The gentleman with the backpack is looking up. Then we have again looking down and looking up. So looking down, the gentleman from the horizontal line, looking down, angle of depression, and the person in the house is looking up, angle of elevation. Some more examples. Person in the plane and the person in the top of that building, on the top of the tower. You are right, depression and elevation.